Ladies and gentlemen, there is a question that has been asked repeatedly in our time, a question that carries the weight of societal expectations, personal dreams, and even divine purpose. Why is a woman single for a long time? Society has painted singleness as a condition to be pitied, a problem to be solved, or an unfortunate state of incompleteness. But what if I told you that singleness is not a curse, but a season of preparation? What if I told you that being single for a long time is not a sign of rejection, but rather a divine opportunity for refinement? The world often rushes individuals into relationships without first teaching them the purpose of singleness. A woman who remains single for a long time is not necessarily lost, unwanted, or incomplete. She may in fact be walking in the greatest season of her life, a season designed for self-discovery, purpose, and preparation for what is to come. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to redefine what it means to be single. It is time to break free from the pressure of timelines and biological clocks and embrace the profound truth that no person can complete you, only your Creator can. Marriage is not a destination. It is a partnership of two whole individuals who have discovered their purpose. And if a woman has not yet stepped into marriage, perhaps the delay is not denial, but divine timing. So today, I want to share with you 7 key principles that will shift your perspective on singleness and help you understand the power of waiting. If you are single, do not despise this season. If you are married, do not pressure others out of theirs. And if you are waiting, wait with wisdom. Singleness is not a problem, it is a season. One of the greatest deceptions in society today is the belief that singleness is a condition that must be escaped. Many women feel pressure to move out of singleness as if it were a prison rather than a season of growth. But let me tell you this, singleness is not a problem, it is a divine season. And just like any season, it has a purpose. When a woman is single for a long time, it is not necessarily a sign that something is wrong. It could be an indication that something is being prepared inside of her, around her, or ahead of her. The danger of rushing out of singleness is that you may enter into a relationship unprepared, unaware, and unequipped for what it truly requires. Many have stepped into marriage only to realize that they were not ready. They did not use their season of singleness to develop themselves, to grow in their purpose, or to strengthen their relationship with God. Instead, they rushed because of societal expectations, only to find themselves lost in a partnership they did not prepare for. Singleness is the only time in life where you are given the freedom to build yourself without the weight of partnership. It is the season where you learn to stand alone so that if marriage comes, you do not depend on another to define you. A woman who understands the power of singleness sees it as an opportunity, not a punishment. She maximizes her season of aloneness so that when the time for partnership arrives, she brings something of value to the table. If a woman is single for a long time, it may be because her destiny demands a higher level of preparation. Some women are not called to ordinary lives. They are called to extraordinary assignments. And extraordinary assignments require extraordinary preparation. God is not withholding a relationship from you. He is preparing you for one that aligns with your destiny. So instead of seeing singleness as a burden, see it as a blessing. It is a season where you get to cultivate your gifts, develop your identity, and strengthen your foundation. Because if your foundation is weak in singleness, it will be even weaker in marriage. But if you build yourself up now, you will enter any relationship from a place of strength, not desperation. Ladies and gentlemen, do not despise the season of singleness, because how you handle this season determines how prepared you are for the next. Singleness is not a condition to be cured. It is a season to be embraced. A woman's purpose is greater than her marital status. The world has taught us that a woman's greatest achievement is marriage. From childhood, little girls are told that their wedding day will be the most important day of their lives. But this mindset has placed many women in bondage. It has made them feel as if their value is tied to whether they have a husband or not. But let me say this clearly. A woman's purpose is greater than her marital status. Your identity is not in being a wife. Your identity is in fulfilling your assignment on this earth. Marriage is a beautiful gift, but it is not the ultimate purpose of a woman's life. Some of the most impactful women in history were never married, and yet they changed the world. Esther was prepared in singleness before she became a queen. Ruth was widowed and still walked in purpose. Mary carried the Savior in her womb without a husband at her side. If a woman is single for a long time, it may be because she is called to something greater than just a relationship. Some women are called to nations, to leadership, to business, to ministry. And when you have a great assignment, you cannot afford to be distracted by a relationship that is not aligned with your destiny. It is better to be single and in purpose than married and out of alignment. The enemy wants women to believe that they are incomplete without marriage because he knows that a woman who discovers her purpose is unstoppable. But I want to remind you today that your value is not in a man, a ring, or a wedding dress. Your value is in who you were created to be. You're a solution to a problem on this earth, and until you discover that, you will always feel empty, even in a relationship. Some women are not single because they are unworthy of love. They are single because their purpose is still unfolding. They are in a divine process that is shaping them for something greater than just companionship. And when the time is right, the right relationship will find them, not because they were searching desperately for it, but because they were busy fulfilling their assignment. So, ladies and gentlemen, I challenge you today. Stop defining women by their marital status. Stop telling them that they are incomplete without a husband. A woman is already complete when she understands her purpose. And when she walks in that purpose, everything else, including the right relationship, will fall into place. Wholeness precedes partnership. One of the greatest mistakes people make in relationships is believing that another person will complete them. This idea has been romanticized in movies, songs, and literature. But ladies and gentlemen, let me make this clear. No human being can complete you. If you are not whole before entering a relationship, you will only bring brokenness into it. And when two broken people come together expecting the other to fix them, they create a cycle of frustration, disappointment, and pain. A woman who has been single for a long time is often seen as lacking something, but in reality, she may be in the process of becoming whole. The truth is, marriage does not heal insecurities. It does not erase emotional wounds. It does not replace a lack of identity. If anything, marriage magnifies what is already within you. If a woman enters marriage feeling incomplete, She will only expect her partner to fill the void, a void that only God can truly fill. Many women rush into relationships hoping that love will fix their inner struggles. They think that if they find the right man, they will finally feel valued, secure, and complete. But what happens when the relationship does not meet those expectations? What happens when the person they depended on fails them? The truth is, no human can carry the weight of completing another person. That responsibility belongs to the Creator. A woman who has been single for a long time may be in a divine season of healing and self-discovery. She is learning to be content within herself, to embrace her identity, and to find joy in her own growth. This is not a sign of delay, it is a sign of divine preparation. A woman who is whole before marriage will enter a relationship not looking to take but to give. She will not demand love to fill her emptiness. She will bring love because she has already been filled by it. The healthiest relationships are not built on neediness, but on wholeness. When two whole individuals come together, they enhance each other's lives instead of draining each other. This is why some relationships fail, because one or both partners entered with the expectation that the other person would fix them. But love is not about fixing. It is about complementing what is already whole. So, if a woman is single for a long time, do not pity her. She may be in the most crucial phase of her life, becoming whole, becoming strong, and becoming the woman she was created to be. And when the time comes for her to step into a relationship, she will not enter it out of desperation, but out of purpose. Because wholeness precedes partnership, and only whole individuals create lasting relationships. A delay in marriage is a time of refinement. One of the greatest misunderstandings about singleness is that a delay in marriage means something is wrong. But ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something powerful. A delay is not always a denial. Sometimes a delay is a time of refinement. It is a process where a woman is being shaped, molded, and prepared for something greater than she can imagine. In the natural world, anything valuable takes time to be refined. Gold is not valuable until it goes through the fire. Diamonds are not formed overnight. They are created through immense pressure and time. The same principle applies to a woman who is waiting for marriage. She is not being rejected, she is being refined. Many people have settled for the wrong relationships because they were afraid of waiting. They saw their peers getting married and they felt like they were being left behind. But let me ask you this. Is it better to wait for something of great value or to rush into something that will cost you more pain than patience ever would? Some women are single for a long time because they refuse to settle for anything less than God's best for them. The process of refinement is not easy. It requires patience, faith, and trust in God's timing. It may involve heartbreak, disappointments, and even moments of doubt. But in the end, the woman who allows herself to be refined will emerge stronger, wiser, and more prepared for what is ahead. She will not just enter marriage, she will enter it with clarity, confidence, and a deep understanding of her worth. Too many people believe that love should happen quickly. But love that lasts is not rushed, it is built. It is cultivated through patience and wisdom. A woman who waits is not weak, she is wise. She understands that it is better to be prepared and single than to be married and unprepared. And if her season of waiting seems long, she knows that it is because something great is being built within her. So, to every woman who has been waiting, do not be discouraged. Your waiting is not wasted. Your refinement is not for nothing. When the right person comes, you will realize that the wait was worth it. Because a love that is worth having is a love that is worth waiting for. Divine timing is better than social pressure. One of the biggest reasons women rush into marriage is because of social pressure. Friends get married, family members start asking questions. Society makes it seem like there is a deadline for love. But ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you of something powerful. God's timing is always better than social pressure. When a woman is single for a long time, the voices around her often become louder than the voice within her. People start questioning her choices. They start suggesting that she should lower her standards. But just because society sets a timeline does not mean it aligns with God's timeline. Many people have entered relationships based on pressure rather than purpose, and they have paid the price for it. Marriage is not a race. It is not something you rush into because others expect you to. A woman who is single for a long time is not necessarily behind. She may just be on a different timeline. And that timeline may be the very thing protecting her from unnecessary pain and disappointment. The truth is, God's timing is perfect. When He brings the right person into a woman's life, it will not be forced. It will not be based on pressure. It will be based on divine alignment. Too many people have sacrificed their happiness because they listen to the wrong voices. But a wise woman knows that the only voice that truly matters is the voice of her Creator. If a woman waits on divine timing, she will step into a relationship with confidence, knowing that it is not something she forced, it is something that was orchestrated for her. And when that happens, the relationship will not just be good, it will be God ordained. So ladies and gentlemen, do not let the pressure of society dictate your life. A delay is not a denial. Trust in divine timing, because what is meant for you will not pass you by. Not every relationship is destiny aligned. One of the most dangerous mistakes a woman can make is to assume that every relationship is meant to last. Many people enter relationships believing that love alone is enough to sustain them. But love without purpose is like a ship without a compass. It may move, but it has no direction. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Not every relationship is destiny-like. When a woman is single for a long time, it is often because she refuses to settle for a relationship that does not align with her purpose. Some relationships are distractions, not destinations. Some people enter your life to derail you, not to develop you. If a woman is walking in her purpose, she cannot afford to be connected to someone who does not understand it. This is why the waiting season is important. It allows her to discern the difference between what is good and what is God's best. Many women have entered relationships that look promising on the surface but were misaligned in the spirit. They met someone who had charm but not character, someone who had attraction but no alignment with their calling, and because of the pressure to be in a relationship, they ignored the warning signs and convinced themselves that love would fix everything. But love alone does not fix a misaligned relationship. Purpose does. A woman who understands